you've identified some sub-niches. So you have a bunch of these little categories that these different businesses fit in. Now, we want to employ what I like to call the hunter's mindset. Now, this is an important mindset you need to have as a marketer. Now, I was lucky. I was basically born with this mindset. I grew up in Southeast Texas, and one of the biggest things I did with my time was I hunted white-tailed deer. So I grew up hunting. And part of that really, and here's basically the mindset you have to be a successful hunter, right? You don't just walk out and see a deer and shoot it. That doesn't happen. You have to plan, and you have to execute a plan. And it comes down to the foundation. Is step one is you have to understand who you're, like, basically what you're hunting. You have to understand white-tailed deer, their habits, what they do, what their daily schedule is, stuff like that. So the deer beds down in a certain kind of place. He wakes up. He goes along a certain trail. He drinks water at a certain place at a certain time. Then he goes and eats over here. He might move over here and bed down over here in the afternoon. You need to understand deer's habits and their locations. And once you kind of know what deer are like and what they do, you can go out and track, and you can scout out some locations and see some deer sign. Maybe there's some markings on some tracks on the ground or stuff like that, right? And that can inform your plan so that the next morning, maybe okay, at 4 o'clock in the morning, I need to be sitting on this trail at this blind to catch this deer when he goes in the morning to go and get his drink. So the hunting mindset is basically you need to understand your target, understand what they do, understand what their activities are, and then reverse engineer a way to find them at specific activities so that you can then make the shot and capture them. So how does that apply to prospecting? How does it apply to finding clients? It's pretty simple, right? So we've identified these sub-niches. We have ideas about these different businesses that fill certain roles and in a certain niche. So it's up to you to then kind of reverse engineer what they will do. So as what platforms will they be on? Because they're going to be their main goal online is to get in front of their dream customers, right? So if you can kind of imagine some of the things that these high margin companies might do, like they're going to be on certain social platforms, right? Maybe some niches they'll be on YouTube, maybe some they'll be on Instagram or Twitter. You have to think, reverse engineer. Okay, who am I hunting after? Who is my niche? Who is my target avatar in this case of a prospect? What type of digital activities will they do? What does their daily schedule look like? How are they online? Where are they going to be online? And then how can I then go and search for those actual things online? How can I go and find them performing these activities online so that I can add them to my outreach database and reach out to them, right? So that's going to be extremely important, right? And so there's going to be sort of two things that you're going to do as far as how you're going to search for these prospects online. So they're either going to be producing content to get in front of their digital, in front of their audience, their dream audience. So they're going to be producing YouTube videos, Instagram, tweets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or they're going to be creating profiles on things like LinkedIn or things like, obviously TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. They're still creating profiles. And there's two prongs about how you can do it. You can either search for accounts. You can think of how they would describe their accounts and use the search function to search for accounts. Or you can search for the content that they would create and then find the accounts that are creating that content. For example, if you were working with like online gymnastics trainers, which is something I mentioned in the past, right? You might think, okay, they might be on YouTube with instructional videos. What type of instructional videos would a online gymnast create to get in front of their target audience? Maybe they might do how to do a handstand or something like that. So you could use that and create that as one of your search terms. So for each of these, your categories that you list out, these 10 to 20 different sub-niches, you need to ask yourself, what platform are they going to be on? You can make your best guess. They'll probably be on a lot. But ask yourself, what platform are they going to be on? And then ask yourself, how can I search for their account, or how can I search for the content they're creating in order to find these prospects out in the wild doing what these prospects do, so then I can follow them away and then reach out to them. You got to have the hunting mindset. You need to understand how to put yourself in their shoes, imagine what they're doing, and then based on sort of that schematic of their life, that schematic of their online activity, reverse engineer how you can search and find those things as sort of an online prospector / hunter.